survival games being one of the top played games in the world, if not the most played game. So, you wonder what is the top 10? Well, let's get right into it. Well, with number 10, I have 7 Days to Die. 7 Days to Die is an open world survival game set in a post-apocalyptic world where there has been over 18 million copies of this game sold. In this game, you can have combat with over 60 unique zombies. You could play a campaign world or dive right into a randomly generated world with cities. Overall, this is a very good game and just doesn't beat the rest of the games on this list though. Now, with number 9 on this list, I have a game that many of you know and many of you hate, probably. It's called Rust. It's probably the most frustrating game and possibly the hardest game to master on this list. You could dive right into a randomly generated map on any server you choose, but be careful, there are real enemies combined with AI enemies. Explore the world, build a fortified base, because if you don't, you're at the risk of being raided. But try your best to climb to the top and rule this world. Now, this next game we're going to talk about, being number 8 on the list, is called Green Hell. It is one of the harder games on the list and is set in the Amazon forest, where you have to survive through a landscape which has dangerous animals such as cheetahs and all, while also keeping an eye on your diet and thirst. You can't drink or eat anything bad, or else you'll be at big risk of dying. This isn't a game you really complete, but yet a game you try to survive in. Well, at number 7 on this list is a game that used to be my all-time favorite survival game. It is The Forest. This takes place on an island where you have crashed on after your plane went down. You have to survive among cannibals which do not want you there and want to try their best way to get you out, even if that is killing you. Your goal is to explore and get all the necessary items to rescue your kid Timmy, who is taken at the beginning of the game. At number 6 on this list, I have a game that is very new. It is called Project Castaway. This game is fantastic, but hard to put into the top 5 as it is so new. This game takes place on multiple islands. Your goal is to find your uncle who has been on these islands but went missing. You have to survive among animals and the ocean to try and build a plane and get out of there. The game is a combination of The Forest and Green Hell from what I've seen, but it is just an all-around amazing survival game, especially for how new it is. So definitely want to keep an eye on this one. And breaking into the top 5 is a very iconic game that probably everybody should know. This game is called Minecraft. Now, you can't really have a survival game list without this. This is the game that all survival games are made off of, basically. And in this game, you start on a randomly generated seed. Your goal is to fight the environment. Mobs will spawn at night. You have to fight your way all the way to the end, where you will face the Ender Dragon. Well, at number 4, I have another really good game. This is actually 2 games, first being Ark Survival Ascended, and the second one being Ark Survival Evolved. They are both dinosaur games that take place on an ark. They have many maps to choose from, and your goal is to conquer the ark, tame as many dinosaurs, big and small, as possible, and eventually go and fight the 3 bosses in order to beat the game. Well, and we have breaking into the top 3. I have Subnautica, known to be one of the hardest survival games there are. This game takes place in space, where you crash into the ocean on an alien planet filled with water, and I believe your game is to escape. If I'm being real, I never played this game before, so this rating is just solely based off of other people's opinions, but the rest of this is my opinion. And runner-up, being number 2, is a game called Grounded. Now, Grounded is known to be a very, very difficult survival game. And your goal in this game is to go through and beat the game and try and become normal sized again. Because when you spawn in, you are very small and have to fight the terrain as in ants, spiders, all that stuff, and build up your base and just find a cure to become normal again. And at number 1, we have Sons of the Forest, my new favorite survival game of all time. This is such a good game. From the landscape, the graphics, everything in it is just a complete masterpiece. Now, I know lots of people were very upset with this game because, oh, it's just a remake of The Forest, but that's what it was meant to be. And you spawn into the game in a helicopter looking for 3 people. We're on the island, the family, and the helicopter ends up getting shot down. And now you can spawn in, I think it's 3 locations. One's water, one's forest, and one's the snow. And your goal is to escape the island, of course, just like the forest. But this time you have no real goal involved. You're just looking to clear the area. And once again, the attackers are cannibals, but this time they have much better movement, much better everything. And it's just an all-around better game. But once you get into the underground caves areas, all that, it just becomes so well made. And it's a great game all around. But that's going to conclude the top 10 list. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please like and subscribe, and leave a comment if you think my opinion is bad. Thank you very much, and goodbye.